All right, all right. Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, so I know it's a little bit early, but I want to go ahead and do a today's topic video. It's going to be for the 16th, and I think we'll also do one for the 17th. I'd like to do both of those. Yeah, both of these in this video, and then I'm gonna probably have to call it a night. I'm sorry, I'm getting ready to move now, so I want to make sure that I don't fall behind in sleep because I was up all night one night and it really threw me off on Sunday, and so I'm gonna really try to like pattern my tempo right so that I do get sleep and then I can not have messed up days. So we've got this Queen of Swords upright. That Queen of Swords, this is for the 16th. We may have a truth coming in. We could have a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius feminine who's learning something, identifying something, and saying, okay, this is a truth. Hi, everyone. So great to see you tonight. We have a Knight of Cups. We have a Four of Swords. Um, to have her saying, I know there's this truth. The truth, though, for her is that we see her over here with that healed energy. We have her over here saying, I know that maybe this Knight of Cups is someone I'm not going to hear from again. And she might just be saying that to herself. She may really believe it, though, as well. And she might be saying it and making peace with it. Even here, it's like we have this person, head kind of bowed, like, yeah, I haven't reached out in a long time. Yeah, I don't know if somebody is hesitant. I don't know if this was a relationship that almost got started, or if this is somebody, I don't know, with the memory of the music notes here, I feel like this is somebody from her past, and she's saying, here's the thing, I'm never going to hear from that person again. And I'm actually okay with that. But it's better for me to, acknowledge that and let this end, let this go. 10 of Cups, because I'm ready to start thinking about where my 10 of Cups really is going to be. Let me ask this though. She says there's this person that I'm letting go of the concept of them ever coming toward me. Is that true, Knight of Cups? Magician and Strength card. I didn't think so. I have this weird vibe that although I think it's great for a character to not hold on to, unrequited love or hold on to anything where we tell ourselves, oh, any day now, any day now, any day now. If there's not actual evidence of, somebody having said, hey, listen, I'll be back on this date, on this time. I'm a big fan of characters letting go of things instead of like putting their lives on hold hoping for something. However, it always seems like right when a character says, I really am okay with the fact that this is not going to happen for me, and I'm actually looking forward to dreaming up what my next romance would look like or what my true happiness would look like, and I'm my mind is completely looking toward my future. I always feel like when there is no more pressure, when there is no more waiting, when there is no more expectation, it always seems like that's where the energy like unclogs. And the other person is like, hey, I'm manifesting, getting my courage together. Before they were here with this very like bowed head. And actually, this is somebody who's like carved out of marble, carved out of statue, right? So I'm going to say that whomever this is, who she knew loved her, she came to the conclusion it doesn't matter if they love me, they're never coming toward me. And now we look at their story and it's very different. They're like projecting outward that one fine day, here I come, one fine day, I'm going to be coming in. Two of Swords and Ace of Coins. They fully expect her to block them when they attempt to come back in. They fully expect that. So they're aware that it's been a long time. Maybe that's why they're like, I have to be brave enough, strong enough, empowered enough to come toward her because she's going to not want to talk to me. But I have to convince her to give me a whole new opportunity. So this definitely feels like there's been a long time. And on the 16th, we just have this feminine who's like, I don't think about them anymore. Maybe a song comes on the radio, reminds me of them. Oh, that something about that line, like, something about every time that song comes on the radio. Um, uh, No, it's now my brain is substituting a totally different song. It's not the one I'm looking for, but that one by, is it Bryce Lee or Lee Bryce? Your Memory I Don't Mess With. I feel like she's just saying, no, I'm not going to remember them anymore. I'm looking forward to my future. I don't know if it's at the same time on the 16th that he's making this decision. I say him only because, we did see a masculine on this magician card. He could be a Virgo, he could be a Gemini, he could be a Leo, but we have possibly, this can be the sword of truth, speaking up for what you actually want. Dragonflies are action takers. We've got a little whoosh puffers down here. It could very well be that the same moment where she's really thinking about her future, I mean, it could be almost freaky that as she's saying, that song comes on, I remember him, and I immediately say, you know what? I don't take it as serendipity that I'm hearing a song that reminds me of him. I take it as the acknowledgement that I know he's not my person. I know I won't hear from him again. And I'm okay with that because I'm looking toward my future. And then it's like freaky, but that could be about when she hears from him. That could be the way that takes shape. This feels like really, as soon as one thought, like I said, unclogs, and then in comes this flood of energy. With this Five of Swords, she definitely is done crying. She's done being angry about this. This could have been the energy blockage, like on her part. I keep picturing, like, and I'm sorry, I know it's gross, but anybody who's ever like had to help your brother ream out the pipes when they get clogged and you have to use the snake, and then you pull it out and you've got globs of, hair and stuff. And anytime pipes get clogged, I'm picturing that literally, like withdrawing the snake and then all of a sudden the pipes are unclogged. That's the image. So I don't know if somebody's had a plumbing issue lately, or a hair clog like in their sink or something, but this just says that her energy is unclogged at this point. There's no more of that. Three of Swords. She just simply said, yeah. I mean, it was a total heartbreak, but I'm not mad about it anymore. And honestly, my 10 of Cups is going to be someplace else. So she's letting go of this. Let me shift over to one more deck and say, universe, is this where the two of them like meet then? Is it during this time? Nine of Coins. The universe says on the 16th, we simply first have a feminine who literally steps into her best energy. Her energy of like, I don't worry about it. They're not mine. Whatever. I'm not brokenhearted over this. Actually, I feel pretty damn good about myself. I'm fine. I don't cry over this person. I'm going to have a good life anyway. Star card upright, Devil in the reverse. She is very much like very close to having some significant wins in her life. She may not know how close she is to that, but her unclogging this hurt feeling, her just simply being able to say, I'm never going to hear from them, but I'm all right with it. I'm going to have a beautiful life anyway. I'm going to have a 10 of Cups. I'm going to be really happy. That like acknowledgement on this Queen of Swords part is like the thing that makes her life jump forward the fastest. She's so close to having real successes in her life. There's no toxicity. She's not hung up on anybody. She's got real healing flooding in. She's definitely unclogging her energy. Okay, so universe, we can see that that's the energy shift that she morphs into. So it's like she's in a new like bracket, right? She's in a new energy bracket at this point, a much higher vibrational bracket. Okay, so what about for them? We've got the Chariot upright. And if this is why they're finally done hemming and hawing and not knowing if they should come forward, and now here they are going, oh man, you know what? I need to go toward her. So on their side, they're finally ready to make a move, right when she doesn't need them to. Nine of Wands, Hanged Man. After all this, well, I'm getting ready to wrap something up. Pretty soon I'll be ready. Pretty soon, any day now. I'm just not ready yet. Gosh, I need to think about some more stuff. They're done thinking about some more stuff. Their waiting days are over, and it's like it's go time for them as well. Does this mean, universe, then that they are going to be talking on the 16th? Page of Wands, the universe is like, no, it's a day she's really gone. And it's a day they're deciding to pursue her. I'm hot all of a sudden. Sorry, I'm super hot. King of Pentacles. Look, she might almost immediately meet somebody else. I do not get a vibe that this is him. I feel like she may almost immediately meet somebody else, and that could become a new blockage for him. I kind of feel as if she may tell herself exactly what we already said. I'll never hear from him. I'm okay, though. I'll meet somebody else. And I think she may meet a King of Pentacles almost immediately. As soon as she lets go of the thought of them, I'm picturing somebody who like releases a balloon and the balloon flies up and away. I feel like that's the energy of her today, is just like, that's it. I'm no longer under all this pressure. I can release myself. I feel so much better. And she meets somebody so much better. But it's interesting because that person from her past, I think they were lollygagging around a little too much. They didn't put the finishing touches on whatever they had to soon enough. Now that they have and they're ready to move toward her, it's not even that she's going to be blocking them. It's that they missed their slot. There's a new obstacle, which is the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles got to the top of the mountain before they did. Three of Cups. She's literally going to have to be, I'm not saying she's in a third party. I'm saying she's going to be hearing from an ex. At the same time, she starts something new. It's like the King of Pentacles gets to the top of the mountain, and here they come racing, trying to get to her. If they had moved just a little bit faster, there wouldn't even be a King of Pentacles in the way. Now she's going to be put in an awkward situation of having to pick between two different people. And maybe that's the way this is supposed to go. Is there a reason that this is supposed to happen this way? 10 of Pentacles, Knight of Swords sideways. Could be lessons all around. Remember, her thought was, this person never approached me. And I finally reached the point after being sad, after being heartbroken, after feeling betrayed, after feeling angry. I finally let all that go. And I'm kind of like, don't let the old one back in. Go for the new one. But it's her lesson, right? If she's reached that point where she knows better now how to pick for herself, what do I really want? What kind of relationship do I really want to have? If I'm going for the 10 of Pentacles, who is it who's there to give me, that 50-50 of energy so that we can build the 10 of Pentacles? Is it the person who didn't come toward me until now in the 11th hour and they're finally rushing in? Where were they before? Or do I pick somebody new who already is in this energy, who's already somebody who's willing to give? I kind of think, I know this is a lot for like a single day, but it's more like the energy is shifting on the 16th. Not maybe like all of this is playing out exactly, but her decision to let go of them seems to be happening, and their decision to come toward her seems to be happening. But I feel like she's going to meet somebody else very swiftly and right before they show back up in her life. And maybe that's a good thing, because it allows her to evaluate, and maybe it allows them to say, why did I wait so long? Why, especially if I was ready and I knew I wanted to come back toward her, why did I wait? Sometimes the only way that characters learn how not to procrastinate is when they do it, and then they miss out on the thing that they really wanted. So it seems like a tough lesson to learn, but that's the energy for the 16th. All right, what about for the 17th? Let's take a peek. Energy on the 17th, Knight of Wands. We have possibly sexy. I'm feeling sexy when I hear you call my name, boy. Sorry, I'm hearing Beyonce. We've got the Page of Pentacles and we have a Queen of Swords. This is all feminine energy. But it's interesting because I almost think that we have a Queen of Swords who is identifying that there's some other woman who is acting like a little femme fatale, a vixen. And it's like, maybe she's going to try to have a conversation. This could be like a mother talking to her daughter saying, what are you doing? What are you doing, babe? Don't play with people's hearts. Or this is going to be, I don't know, this Queen of Swords is going to speak some truth, or she sees what's going on. But this is like a conversation. And I almost think that one woman is going to call another woman out on the 17th as like, what persona are you putting out there? This is not to like shame some other woman. I mean, hey, you do you. But if this is like a mother-daughter, or even if there's just a woman saying, don't mess around with somebody's heart, like this feels almost protective. This feels almost like, are you actually here to stay, or are you going to be taking off with that chariot? Because it would be more respectful, or I could have more respect for you if you walked in and said, I'm only here for fun, I'm not going to stay. Like this could be, let's imagine this is like a sister who's like noticing somebody that's obviously like, how men can size up other men pretty well and women can size up other women pretty well. This could be like a sister noticing that their brother is like attaching himself to somebody who is definitely not serious. And it's like from one woman to another, be like, if you guys are just having fun, make sure that you say that. On the other hand, if you actually want it to go somewhere, make sure you say that. But to me, it seems like you're only here for a good time, not a long time. So maybe just make sure you state your intentions. I could see like a woman telling another woman that. For it feels a little motherly or a little protective or something, or just like, hey, it's fine, do what you want to do, but make sure you announce who you are, because you don't have to be, there's no disrespect if you just want to play, but announce that you're a player, announce that that's what you're here to do, and then you don't leave a bad reputation. It's something like that, like know what you're here for and have the courage to say what you are, and then no harm, no foul. That might chase this person off, though, honestly. They might be like, whoa, how did they know that's my number? How did they know that's my MO? This actually, I don't think that the Queen of Swords is trying to chase anybody off. I think that she's just saying something that another maybe person needs to hear. Like, if you want to be respected, just state what your intentions are with anyone you meet. This could be a mother's like advice to a daughter. Like, if you're going to play with a bunch of people's hearts, just know you're going to break a lot of hearts, and that's going to earn you some bad karma. Now, if you are just having fun, make sure they know it's just fun. Make sure that you don't pretend it's more and then disappear on people. Make sure everybody knows what the game is, if that's a game you're going to play. It's just more like, don't set up bad karma for yourself. I don't know. This doesn't feel mean. This feels like a much needed reality check, though, from one woman to another. Six of Swords and that Moon card. I don't know if maybe this is somebody who hadn't ever considered that before. Like, oh, maybe that's kind of true. Or maybe I was just coming in to be a disruptor. Maybe that it's a little embarrassing that somebody just noticed that I am just playing games. And this doesn't have to be like just in sensuality. This could be anyone who doesn't intend to stay and they're just here for themselves, or they're just here to explore a little bit. And it's like, look, if you're not going to be in this job for very long because you don't really want to stay in it, then we don't really want to invest a whole bunch of time and energy. If you're here and you really want to be here, that's one thing, but just state what your intentions are. It feels like don't waste anybody's time. That's what the big message is. And it's one very astute queen just saying something very simple, very well placed. But I will say it actually kind of chases off somebody that's pretty insincere, or they're just here for a good time, not a long time. And they're like, I may as well leave now. Maybe let me just ask, is that something that will help this character evolve, to have somebody speak true to them like that, to have, like from one woman to the next, just give somebody a piece of advice? Is that going to help that Knight of Wands character? Three of Pentacles, Ten of Swords in the reverse. Actually, yeah, it might make them have a little reality check. This could be somebody that they actually really respect. It could be something that they're embarrassed of, and maybe they keep thinking about this. This actually says maybe that's more of the kind of person I want to be, is somebody who can call it like they see it, somebody who their word is their bond, a woman who actually stands for something. That could actually be like, that was a huge role model moment for this character, for this Knight of Wands, the Knight of Wands character could be very surprised that they actually respect this Queen of Swords, even if they're too scared to face her again. Because, like, damn, she just looked right through me like a freaking pane of glass. I thought I was so good at, playing games that she looked right through me. But that could be one of those moments where it's like, that's that person just told me how to respect myself more, and how to earn respect is to actually own what I'm doing and who I am. Got an Ace of Wands, we got the Ten of Wands, we got the Nine of Pentacles. Honestly, I think that might have set her on a better course in life. One well-placed conversation can sometimes really change the way another person starts to behave. Like, I do want to be more like that. Okay, yes, I was being, someone that maybe didn't take life very serious. I might have hurt other people, and now I'm not going to do that. And it's like, that's the most valuable, humbling lesson ever. But I'm actually excited to know that I can change my course. Let me ask, what is the net result for the Queen of Swords? I've never had a story quite like this. Five of Wands and the Sun. The Queen of Swords seems to be somebody, she'll keep thinking about this, but I think she also says, it's who I am. I'm a Queen of Swords. I'm going to go ahead and say things. I definitely feel like this could be a mother to child. But it's like, I think about the things I say, I think about the things I do, and there's nothing wrong with pointing that out to somebody else. It's when I see what I see, I didn't say somebody's a bad person. I didn't, yell at them. I didn't accuse them of anything. I just simply told them and kind of like illuminated something for them. I feel like this is handled very gracefully. And I think that she digests what she said and asks herself, would I take it back? And she's like, nope, I'm going to continue to speak the truth that needs to be spoken when I can see somebody needs a little bit of guidance, or when I can just see what's right in front of my eyes. Why would I need to hide what is clearly in view? I'm not the only person who could see this kind of behavior. So I just simply gave her, a straightforward conversation, maybe unsolicited, but on the other hand, obviously these two must have interacted in a way that she felt like she could say something, because this person must have been in her world. That's the thing. Like, everybody has the right to their opinion, and they're going to have their opinions anyway. But if somebody is like intimately in your world, then, of course you're going to probably have a little bit more to say. I don't know. This feels like it actually is helping somebody develop. And I don't think it was said with any meanness. And I think as the Queen of Swords, choose over what she said, what that dialogue was, I think she's like, yeah, I wouldn't take it back. I said what I needed to say. I didn't say it mean. And I think it will help that kid, that woman, that girl to maybe become a better version of herself. Or, sorry, but I'm not taking it back. I didn't say it to be mean. And I really think that was handled with as much grace as could be in that story. All right, I'm going to go ahead and now and do a little card pull for, actually, let's change decks, for somebody whose birthday is on the 16th, and then we'll also do one for the 17th. 16th, we have got a Three of Wands. We've got a Page of Pentacles. Three of Wands says it's all about the future. Page of Pentacles says the future is unwritten, as it always is. And we also have a Five of Wands. But this feels like somebody's mind is kind of like, okay, I don't know quite what to say at the moment. I know I'm looking into the future, but I haven't made a decision yet about what I'd like to do or how I'd like to do it. And I say that because we've got like all this string from like a viola or cello or something, and it's all wrapped around this broken up pieces of a statue. And it just kind of feels like we have a character who wants to have like maybe an important conversation, but doesn't know how to have it just yet. But it could be because the time is not yet. Sometimes in life, everything's about timing, and we can see we got an awful lot going on. And this is like a family related thing. We may have a character who's like, I'm thinking I'm going to move further away from family, but I haven't been able to tell them yet. And maybe now is not the time. Maybe I'll wait a couple months. It feels like there's nothing wrong with just pausing and choosing our timelines. Also, sometimes things change over time. Again, because it's all about the future, and the future is coming no matter what. Every day is going to pass. Yes, we have to make plans for what we really want, but if there's some kind of important conversation that a character needs to have, particularly, I always say with family with this card, just because we got family trees, we got the roots, and there's so much conflict going on in the family. It's like, why add other dialogue into a situation if it's already kind of hectic? Five says it's a number of change. Things will change over time. And it might be that our character will even feel different over time about whatever conversation they think they need to have. It's one of those, and I don't give advice on my channel, right? I'm a fictional storyteller, but I will share the advice my mother shared with me when I can't even remember what it was about, but it was one of the many times in my life I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do this or do that. And she said, if you don't know what to do nothing until something becomes clear, because forcing yourself to make a decision when you don't really have your intuition set on it, or you don't really have your mind set on it, or you don't have your heart set on it yet, you might force yourself to make a decision and it's all wrong because you don't have enough data yet. So if you still don't know what you want to do, who says you have to make a decision right now? Why don't you wait until you do know what to do? And that was very that was great for me at that time of my life, and something I've still continued to live by, because it has served me well. But I feel like that's kind of what I want to say for that character, is like, they clearly don't know what they want to do just yet, because maybe they just don't have all the information yet, or it's not the right time yet. And it's like, then why do they have to force themselves to, but I have to plan the whole future? Maybe we can't plan the future yet, not until more things fall into place. I know all of that because that's 3 days to 3 months with that Three of Wands. Says maybe in a couple months our character will have a better vision of what they want to do. All right, next up, let me go ahead and get a card for a little story for a birthday on the 17th. We've got the Tower, got the King of Wands in the reverse, with the Princess of Cups upright. Somebody's ego is falling down. And then we have them needing to say sorry. If this was somebody who could have been extremely egotistical, a King of Wands in the reverse, they tend to be the ones that think they're so hot. They are the ones that tend to be very arrogant. They want everything their way. They don't see why they can't have it their way. It's definitely kind of a difficult person to cope with. But if this is their ego collapsing, and this is them saying, I'm really sorry, I think I might have been an ass. It looks like somebody is coming into our character's life unexpectedly with an apology. And that could be really nice to see this person come in. And it might be the last person on earth the character ever expects to get an apology from. But a King of Wands in the reverse can be a very difficult person. And it's changing things. Like they're coming in to say sorry. So that's actually a very nice, maybe a very nice birthday message. You guys, thank you, everyone. It's so nice to see you guys. Colleen, hey. Hi, Cody. V, Chrissy. I love that. RS, Absolute Organics, great to see you. Hi, Robin G. That's awesome, Robin. Gabriela Ramondo. Divine Timing. Divine Timing me. Luminous Marina. Victoria Edwards. Thank you, everybody. Violet's in the house. And Chrissy, awesome to see you again. Manzi Luthra. Danielle, thank you for being here, hon. Whoops, I just scrolled too far. Timmy Secord's in the house. Hi, honey. Hi, Fallen Raven. Is Wonder Tea off to bed? Sweet dreams, honey. Ella Gonzalez, thank you for being here, honey. Wonder Tea, I've been super tired too. I had a night with no sleep, and now I'm like, oh man. Oh, sweet. That's what it was. Yes, Naughty Girl. Thank you. Cosmo Guy, Fortuna, Anisha Chatu, RS. Hi, Brian. Spot on, Brian. Annette Summers B, so good to see you, honey. Calm seat. Hi, Hetty. Jerry Coleman. Thank you guys so much for hanging with me. Jamie Jean Art. Lightning Cass. Thank you, honey. RS. Empress Unicorn 111. Hi, sweetie. Right back to you. Ingrid. Cynthia Farrell. Wendy, thank you for the stars. Hi, Jeannie Vale. RT, you're so sweet. Hi, Geminis. SS Amazing. Love your name. Ash Cash. Hi, hun. And RS, you were first in the house. AC, you were right behind RS. Cataclysmic Awakening. Thank you, guys. All right. I will see you all tomorrow, and we will get some more zodiacs out. Oh, Colleen. You poor thing. Oh, Chrissy, yeah, good point, huh? Eclipse energy. I was up literally all night long. And granted, I have a lot on my mind because moving is just a lot. And I move in 2 weeks, so I'm kind of already starting because some things have to go into storage, other things will go with me, and it's just a new environment, new everything. So that's a bunch to do. And I'm pretty sure, although I'm, happy and everything about it, I think that's probably why I didn't sleep, because I slept fine on the eclipse, but just, Saturday night, I was up until Sunday. And then I was like dead on Sunday and just trying to like play catch up. But anyway, you guys, good to see everybody. Black Butterfly 25, Fallen Raven. Danielle, you've been whipped since the eclipse also. So everybody's feeling a little bit of like need for a little extra rest. Yes, Danielle, Aries loves the place that he's moving to. Aries is very, I mean, of course, Aries has to be consulted on everything, right? So yes, Aries is very happy. All right, you guys, lots of love. Take care. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Bye for now. Tammy, good to see you, baby.